So it's weird what you see in the car park after hours. I think he's dancing and getting smaller, and he looks like he's about to bite me. Oh god! Good evening, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So tonight I caught something a little bit different. I caught the brand new Godzilla film called Godzilla Minus One. This is a Japanese epic kaiju film directed, written, and with visual effects from Takashi Yamazaki. It's produced by Toho Studios, and it is the 37th film in the Godzilla franchise, and I think it's Toho Studios' 33rd Godzilla film anyway, and it's 70 years since the character actually came out and started to scare us all with his big laser beam mouth. Well, this film sets place in 1946, and a kamikaze pilot returns home after not seeing one of his missions through and finds that his whole world in Tokyo has been bombed. It's destroyed, and he has to deal with basically trying to put his life back together again and having a lot of survivor's guilt, basically. He decides to work as a minesweeper and forms a relationship with Noriko, who has also found an adopted baby during a bombing called Akiko. And the three kind of form this kind of weird little nuclear family. Our kamikaze pilot is now working as a bomb sweeper with a crew, and they discover Godzilla is back after some terrible nuclear testing has brought this thing out from the bottom of the surface, and he decides with his ragtag crew to put together a plan to try and stop Godzilla, where so many others have failed before. But will his survivor's guilt get in the way? Will his new nuclear little family that he's created with Noriko also get in the way? And will this thing just kill him and everyone else? So my introduction to Godzilla was really through Roland Emmerich's, circa late 90s, early 2000s, terrible film with Matthew Broderick in it. I've never really been able to get a handle on this character, and I guess the great thing, the other things about those most recent Legendary Studios films is that the human characters are always sidelined, always paper thin, and most of the time extremely annoying. So the really interesting thing about this film, and this is a Japanese film, is a lot of time has been spent crafting these characters and their story and their plight within World War II, and just what it means to live in Tokyo during that 1946 period and onwards, of a city that's trying to rebuild. Hence the -1, which means the lowest common denominator is 1 to 0. They're at -1. That's how bad Tokyo was after the war. So, and then to have, after that, this brand new threat in the form of a giant monster that's going to destroy the city further, it really adds an extra element to it. And, you've got these amazing little human stories in the middle of all of this. Characters you actually care about. You don't want anyone to die because they're all, have a great backstory and they feel real. They're not annoying. They're, humane and you just want them to get through. And this big monster is there. And this is the first time I've really been threatened by Godzilla in a movie. I've actually felt like he is a threat, or it is a threat. And this film is all the better for it. He looks scary. This film was made for less than $15 million, and already at the global box office, I think it's taken nearly over $100 million. And for films that we've seen recently, I'm looking at you, Marvel, that have been made for so much more money. Disney, I'm looking very firmly at you. This film absolutely wipes the floor with it. It feels epic in scale, although grounded in human emotion. It feels scary and threatening while still feeling humane and real. So it's such an interesting film. It's just really well shot. The direction, the writing, the visual effects, all by this guy that has a massive, obviously a massive love for, this creature. There's a few little moments in it that I went, oh, it's getting a bit cliched. We're getting really into Bold and Beautiful territory here. So we do sort of get a little bit of over milking at certain times. But overall, this film feels strangely relevant at the moment. And it's just great. It's just really good. So if you love your monster films, if you love your Godzilla films, you are needing to go and see this, Godzilla -1, and you really do need to see it up on the big screen. So I highly recommend, if you can, getting along and seeing this film, because it is huge. All right, Godzilla -1, I'd probably go 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a great film. I really enjoyed it. So catch Godzilla -1. There's my Godzilla. Okay, good night.